Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you on here, and I hope you guys can try these mandalas and have a fun time doing it. So before we get started on the mandala design, I'm going to explain our tools. So the tools I use are color-coded, so they have a color on the top of the tools. When you buy them off of Temu or Amazon, they usually just come clear. So first off, for the twirly tools, I do not use the green twirly for any of my tutorials, so you can set this one aside. As for the rods, the largest two rods, I, again, also do not use for any of my tutorials, but if you're doing like a bigger project on your own time, then of course you can use these. So now to help you understand what I have color-coded, you can lay them out biggest to smallest. The biggest one, which is the green one, next size down, we have it marked as the blue stick. And then next size down after the blue is the white stick. After the white stick, it's the yellow stick. And then we have the pink stick. And then last but not least, trying to pick them up, is the black stick. And then of course we have the twirlies. These are self-explanatory. They are color-coded already. You can color code them yourself. We use just nail polish on the tops of the tools. We can get started with the design now. So for today's class, I'm using this color palette. For paint color number 1, I'm using Craft Smart White. For paint color number 2, I'm using Craft Smart Citrus Green. For paint color number 3, I'm using Deco Art Extreme Sheen in the color Emerald. And for paint color 4, I'm using Craft Smart Multi-Surface Radiant Gold. Okay, so before we get started on our gnome, we're just going to practice a couple different techniques that we're going to use. So I'm using a separate sheet of paper, but you can use the top left-hand corner of your placemat. And just open up to a paint color that will be visible on your sheet of paper. So first we're going to practice making some clovers like this. We're going to use the pink stick and the pink stylus. You're going to take the pink stick and you're just going to place 4 dots right next to each other and just barely touching on the edges. And then to add a little stem, you're going to use the pink stylus, the smaller end, and start a bit further out and just do a small little drag in between 2 of the dots. Next technique, we're going to use the pink stylus. We're going to use the bigger end. And we're just going to practice little drags like this. Also, as you guys are painting today, this dark green paint is very stringy. So don't, if I were just to go quickly like this, it would totally drip everywhere. It's really stringy, so be careful when you dip, just gently like this, wait a bit, and then go ahead and drag or whatever you need to do with this dark green because it's very stringy. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna get started on the gnome is the little vine going around his head. So you're going to use the pink stylus bigger end for the main leaves with paint color 2 and 3. And you can add little drags of paint color 1 just here and there. And then you'll use the smaller end with paint color 4 to do these little dots in between the leaves. So once again, using the bigger end, I just start with one color. Like I'll start with this dark green and just make some drags around, spacing them out, and then I'll go in and use the lighter green. Just one thing to remember is don't start completely out and go straight down to the gold line. You want to start closer and just drag along with the line. So when you do the little little gold dots in between the leaves, you're going to start from the outside here and just kind of dot in so that they get smaller as you get closer to the stem. So once you guys are done with the vine around the hat, you're just going to fill up gaps in between with clovers, and I like to put like little gold speckles here and there. So I'd say you don't want to do too many big ones. So using the pink stick, I would only use I would only do about 3 clovers with the pink stick, and then you can size down to the black stick and then the white stylus bigger end. So just like we practiced, and you can do the clovers with the dark green and the light green, just however you want. So just 4 dots right next to each other, touching.
So this is only in between the swirly part, right? Not below the swirl?
Well, just around here, just in between the gaps of the vine, yeah.
We both put our fingers in it. You're still working on
It's because I keep having to redo it.
yeah, I'm a little bit cuckoo. It's just a no. It's right. That's too much pain.
When you use it, you clean it. No, my flower. And then I got my paint. Look at her. She's still on her own. Nice try. Lady.
What's drying distance?
Yeah, you did.
There it is.
There, it was you.
I took it in half an hour to get it.
Yeah. I see ya.
With care.
So once you guys are done with the hat, you can move on and color in the little hands. You can use the pink stylus bigger end, and I'm using paint color 2 for his main sleeve here, and then paint color 4 for the cuff, and paint color 1 for the glove like this. And you'll do this on both hands.
I hadn't even thought about getting that. No, like YouTube, here I come, baby. You have to ask your mom what kind of deal she'll give me on the paint.
Or
Paint
just,
the arms
no, okay, yes.
with the lighter.
Got it.
Little gold dots around, yeah.
Awesome. Like in 3s or 4s?
I do little clusters of 3, but also just 1.
It's so huge. That would be profitable, because you only get enough money to rebuild the house, you don't get enough money to cover the loan.
So once you guys are done with the little hands and the gloves, you can move on to the beard. You're going to make a couple little clovers on the beard with the dark green paint. And don't forget his little back hairline over here too. And you can either use dots like I did on this one, or I'm gonna do right now like this with swirlies. So you decide which one you want. You want to go easier, you can do dots, but if you want it to look cuter, you can go with the little swirlies.
Yeah, let's have a good skill level here.
I think the dogs are cuter. The movie. I'm gonna add it, so I'm like saying. dresses and girl dresses and dots. And cheese. And question marks. Okay, I still have to finish hands.
I'm having the same thing.
So the design for the coat of the gnome is very similar to how we did the beard. You're just going to make a couple clovers with the dark green and fill in the rest of the dot space with dots with the lighter green.
I don't know what I wanna do for his little nose. I later, I'm gonna go back through the things and dot the whole perimeter of the hat. And then we'll start. We filed an exemption.
Once you guys are done with the beard and the coat, you can move on to the final last touches, adding a couple little clovers on the sleeves.
And then homewood insurance in the past 2 weeks.
You guys can go ahead, take time to finish up, but other than that, we're done.
Some of the beard done.
What happened to my library?
I'm sorry.